Hey, welcome to SEMA 2015.
Yeah.
I got my pals here, Willie B, Genevieve, and we've got everything here from cars, trucks, race cars, and things I'm not even sure how to categorize.
Yeah.
If that's not enough for you, we're going to introduce you to the major movers and shakers in the industry, and as always, show you the coolest cars on the planet.
Awesome cars, cool rides, and some great friends ready for
Yeah!
SEMA!
Now, a couple of years ago at SEMA, I brought my LS3-powered BMW M3 with some big fenders. Now, check this one out. Just soak it all in. You can see that Mike over here answered me pretty big with this machine. Now, Mike, tell our friends here a little bit about what this car started out as and then how the heck you ended up here.
Yeah, well, it started out as an 85 535 BMW, four-door sedan, like kind of family road car. It had a pretty popular life back in the day, 5 years ago. I mean, several magazine features, pretty well-known car. It was unfortunately in a garage fire, burnt down to the ground. You know, I brainstormed for a while on how to bring it back. The chassis itself was kind of too twisted, too torn up to kind of use again. So I said, you know, the only thing we can do is build a tube chassis. So we went all out. Top itself is chopped 5 inches, so it's brought down quite a bit. And then we actually cut the car in half and shortened it a whole foot, brought the B-pillars and the doors back 6 inches to kind of give it coupe proportions. We've got a S38 engine under the hood.
From the outside, it looks awesome, totally creative, totally different. Thanks for the hard work. Thanks for bringing it out.
I appreciate it.
Can't wait to see it on the track.
For sure.
And we might have to battle it out.
Let's do it.
All right, man.
Well, I'm here alongside JF Lanier. Love that last name. With JF Customs out of British Columbia. I'm so impressed. It looks like a GTO, which I'm a huge fan of, but I understand it's not exactly a GTO.
Not even close.
Not even close. So you're telling me that Canadians got an upgrade?
Yeah, we got spoiled.
That's not fair.
We did. So what they did with the little Nova is they rebadged it in a Pontiac.
Okay.
And that's where you picked up on the GTO. It's got GTO marker lights.
Right.
We got a better grille, we got better tail lights, and it
Yeah.
was just an upgrade from the Chevrolet base model.
Okay.
The Pontiac went and made this Acadian that was just a little bit more refined, a little more stylish.
Awesome.
To do the graphics in a way that didn't look too bold or too matte or too racy,
Yeah.
I buried them in clear and picked only colors that were kind of rich.
Okay.
The golds and the browns
Right.
and the mochas, and then I tied that all together with a little orange pinstripe because I just find it just adds a little bit of class.
It does. The contrast between the brown leather, slight orange stitching, and it matches with, I want to call this like a deep burnt orange.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite cars so far at SEMA 2015.
Boom! Every kid had this Hot Wheels car. And at SEMA 2015, that Hot Wheels car that we played endlessly, time after time, comes to life. Walking through the performance pavilion, something new at SEMA 2015. I see it right here. We all had this car. We used to zip down the track and imagine what it would be like with 2 motors in it. Well, here it is. All right, each of them are about 600 to 800 horsepower. 2 of them, 2 motors, 2 transmissions, 2 rear ends. Believe it or not, you wouldn't believe the fab work that goes into this. There's no way that car could come to life. Well, it actually does at SEMA 2015. Every year I come to SEMA, I see my boy Ron right here, man. Signature style. Get it, get it, son. My man.
All right, this 40 Merc took 9,000 hours to build, so if we hang on for just 2 minutes, we're gonna show you all about it. Be right back.
This segment is powered by ESOP, maker of the all-new Go Anywhere, Weld Anything Rebel.
As you can see, the SEMA Show is massive. There's gearheads coming in from all over the world. 100,000 industry leaders on hand and represented now by over 130 countries. Isn't that amazing? In fact, the SEMA Show is now one of the largest shows in the world. Oh, yeah. SEMA is a once-a-year opportunity. You're going to see things, listen to things, and learn about things that you won't find anywhere else. It is that special. As you can see, SEMA is #1 in automotive innovation. No matter what you're looking for, performance, utility, restyling, SEMA's got it and you'll find it here.
Of all things SEMA, the most chaotic booth in the entire convention happens to be ESOB. The truth has been released. We have Ken here. My man, you gotta be crazy excited right now. This is the most chaotic booth in the entire convention.
Well, this is really exciting for us. You know, this is 2 years in the making. 2 years ago, we came out and talked to a lot of end users.
Yeah.
We went to their shops, watched them weld, watched what the problems were they were having, and created a product it'll go anywhere, weld anything.
Yes.
So simple to use. You know, you don't weld all day long, so
No.
you're not an expert all the time. So we put the expertise into the equipment.
Yeah,
and
it's intuitive. It learns the way you weld. It's an incredible piece of equipment. Most machines are designed to do MIG and can do TIG, but yours does every platform and does it superb.
This is a brand new power block platform that allowed us to build more capability into the machine, and the software in the machine extracts as much as it can out of that power block.
I gotta tell you, man, everybody's in line for hours to weld on the new Rebel. It's available now. People can get their hands on it now. The release had people out the door. Everybody's hoping for the truth. Well, they found it at SEMA. You couldn't be more excited.
And we're happy to have so many people here excited to see it. You know, they've been coming by to see you, to see the machine,
Yes.
to weld. They get to get their hands on it, and right away they want to buy.
It's indeed, man. It is an unbelievable machine. We partnered up with these guys a while back, and I gotta tell you, one of the most chaotic booths, one of the greatest results we've ever seen at a SEMA happens to be from ESOB. Ken, thank you so much, man, for spending some time with us. What a great release. You guys, take the dare. Make the move to ESOB. Try Rebel for yourself. Unreal.
Now, it's easy to walk through SEMA. You look over, you see, man, that's a beautiful 40 Merc. But no, this thing has 9,000 hours in it and actually won Best of Show at SEMA. Rob Ida here from New Jersey, man. This thing is out of the park. Walk us through, because, yeah, you might think it's just a 40 Merc, but it's not. It's completely different.
Car's been completely restyled in a manner that I believe is what Edsel Ford wanted when he brought the Mercury line into the Ford Motor Company. So we made from here back, it's a much tighter, sleeker version of the silhouette of the original Merc.
I mean, tell me about the fender skirts, and then we'll pop into that hood.
I've always been a fan of fully skirted front fenders. The problem is you can't steer the cars because either you need a gigantic fender to clear it, or the tire would hit. So the solve here for us was to make the skirt move with the steering. So as I steer the wheels, the skirts move along with it.
Nice. Really kind of cool feature. Now, under the hood, a few surprises. You think period correct sort of engine. You might kind of make the assessment you got a supercharger in here. Tell me what's actually riding in there.
This is a modern engine. It's a Ford Shelby GT500. So it's a 4-cam, 660 horsepower engine that aesthetically wasn't a fit for the car, although we were a fan of the performance. So we designed all of these components in the entire engine compartment to look like it belongs in a coach-built car of the late 30s and early 40s.
A lot of other hidden features in this thing. You really just got to walk around it and absorb it for just a fraction of the hours it put into it. And the bottom side of the car is one of those where it's almost as good as the top side of the car. Now, Rob, spectacular. Congratulations
Thank you very
on the
much.
win, man.
I appreciate it.
One of
Thanks.
the best cars I've seen here. Let's check out some more here at SEMA.
All right. All right.
Look, the Z06C7. Ooh. Bam! Z06 C7. Ooh. C7, C7. Not a C7. C7. Hey man, C7. C7. C7.
All right, from the showroom floor, right out here, Ford out front, Vaughn Gittin Jr. promised to take me for a ride.
Yeah, man, I love having you out. It's my brand new Monster Energy Nitto tire, Ford Mustang RTR. We debuted it at the Ford press conference. Now we're out here, 900 horsepower, 9,000 RPMs, 2,800 pounds. Let's go feel this thing.
That's what I'm talking about. Are we gonna do this thing?
Let's do it.
We're gonna do this thing. Come on, guys.
You know, a couple months ago, Mopar announced the release of the drag pack. Awesome setup, right? But when we come back to SEMA, I got a concept car that'll probably have you smiling ear to ear.
I'm alongside Chris Kirstein at the SEMA Show. You know, every time I think that there's no possible way that SEMA can get any bigger, boom, bigger and better than the year before. It's unbelievable.
It really is spectacular. So yeah, we continue to expand. We have more exhibitors here than ever. This year, maybe 3,000 new products in our new product showcase. We have maybe 150,000 people in town, but it's all business to business.
Right.
And one of the unfortunate things about this incredible collection of cars and cool products is that it isn't open to the public. And we've remedied that now. On Friday afternoon, we organize all these vehicles into a really cool cruise parade out of the show. That's open to the public. We encourage people to come over around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We do it. And then that ends in a car show we call SEMA Ignited.
That's
Incredible
wonderful.
party, incredible opportunity for folks to come and see all these cool cars
Yeah,
and trucks.
because people would normally never see these types of vehicles.
Now folks can come and see them, enjoy it, and take part in the SEMA show.
Yeah.
This is all about passion.
Yeah.
Most everybody who's here loves cars and trucks, and they figured out a way to make a living doing that.
Yeah.
And that's different than a lot of other stuff.
Well, as always, so nice to talk to you. You're a busy man here at the show. Thanks for taking the time. We really appreciate
we love it, and have a great week here.
Thank you.
All right, at SEMA, you got everything from, you know, a jacked up truck, you got a Mustang with a blower on it, but sometimes you walk through and you see a car that started out as a stack of sheet aluminum. This is the guy right here, Rick Dorr, built this thing from nothing. Why don't you walk us through kind of what inspired you on this car, some of the detail and the work that went into this thing?
Well, what inspired us, me and the owner, that is, the owner's James Hetfield, is
That's Metallica, by the way. Yeah.
French coach builders. The Fagoni, Falashis, the Saucheks. What we did was we took a French-looking car and put an American twist on it. Made the top look lower, the overall silhouette more length. It's got a 124-inch wheelbase.
What I like on it is you pulled some incredible elements from the past, but you brought it, you know, into your own sort of version. But then you look at every single detail on it, right? And everything detailed on it is just perfect.
Well,
right? You haven't missed a thing. So you got a good start and an excellent finish. One of my favorites that I've seen so far here at SEMA.
Well, thank you.
Man, you gotta love some of the concept cars you see at SEMA. Stop by the Mopar tent. Wasn't that many years ago that the Hellcat was a concept, all right? The Hellcat Charger was a concept. This year, it's this throwback to the old Jeep Cherokee from the mid-'70s. Second you see that front grille, you're like, oh my God, I remember when. Check it out, aluminum slot, 17 inches. You come back to the interior, a throwback, kind of Hawaii style, if you will. You gotta love the floral print, but it's still all the modern technology. Got a V6 underneath the hood, a 6-speed manual, and again, loving the windows come down, just a cool, old school look, and what a concept car really should be. Hopefully this gets the nod, the thumbs up, and you'll see this on the assembly line soon from our friends at Mopar.
Thought you've seen it all? You haven't seen this car. Check out the 3D surface texturing on it. We got this and a lot more coming right back. Stick around.
This segment is brought to you by Hunter Engineering Company. the new revolution in tire changing.
Now, SEMA's not all about celebrities and crazy builds. A lot of it's about the tools and technology that help us get there. Now, we like to stop by Hunter Engineering because John Sense always has something new to show us. So tell us what's revolutionary in the world out here today.
Hi, Kevin. Great to be with you again here at the SEMA Show. And we want to introduce our Revolution tire changer. And the neat thing about this tire changer is it is the industry's first fully automatic tire changer.
Nice.
So no matter what type of tire and wheel that we're changing, the process is exactly the same. So if I have a 15-inch floppy sidewall tire or a 19-inch run flat or a 24-inch ultra high performance tire and wheel assembly, it takes 2 minutes and 15 seconds on every tire and wheel because the procedure is fully automatic.
Well, I noticed Pete over here is just kind of being lazy, just sitting back, doing something with his toe, and this is all just happening.
That's exactly right. Pete's standing on the go pedal, and again, one of the beautiful aspects of this equipment is safety. You know, we're protecting the tire and protecting the rim for doing things the same way every time. We're protecting the TPMS sensor because we know exactly where it is in the process, but most importantly, we're protecting the operator. You notice where Pete is, his hands are behind his back, he's away from the changer because it's fully automatic and it's doing all the work for him.
Yeah, I've changed a lot of tire in my day, and it's pretty impressive to just roll a tire up, literally have it just pick the thing up and do all the processes. And like you're the same. So you're not fumbling with different styles of tires, right? It's just making it happen.
That's exactly right. And you know, you think about this also from a training standpoint, you know, there's so many different tire and wheel combinations, and trying to train the technician on all the various techniques, here we have to train one process because it's the same process on every tire and wheel.
Yeah, you talk about safety. I mean, obviously Pete's really important and the guys in the shops, but that's a carbon fiber wheel, and wheels get very expensive. Like you said, TPMS sensors, just being able to keep that consistent every time. And I'm sure this has been put on 100 times a day, and at the end of the show, that wheel's going to look brand new, and to me that's proof in the pudding.
That's exactly right. You know, here we're finishing up the process, but again, this is a very difficult tire and wheel assembly, very expensive rim, and 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Everything is complete and everything is done perfectly the first time.
Nice. Well, thanks for showing us the tools it takes us to make these awesome rides happen. We got a lot more at SEMA to check out. Let's roll.
Tim, it was great being with you. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
SEMA Garage with Mike Spagnola. He's introducing me to the 2016 Nissan Titan. I'm super impressed with this truck.
It's just not the coolest truck.
Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about what the SEMA Garage did with Nissan.
So the SEMA Garage was developed to help our manufacturers develop products in a quick and efficient manner.
Okay.
We used our Ferro arm, we used our 3D printers,
okay,
and we had over 70 manufacturers come into the garage and develop all these cool products so that when this truck is released, all these products are available.
So you're going to show us the machines and the software that some of these accessories and parts were made with, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's go do that.
All right, let's go. So walk me through what's going on here.
This is the coolest new technology that this will blow your mind.
Okay.
This Ferro arm is good to a 1,000th of an inch. And what it does is it provides us CAD data. So as Matt here is scanning, all that data is getting picked up and it's going right into our computer, and we can actually turn that data right into CAD.
And so I see as he's scanning it, it's coming up on the screen. There's 0 delay.
Absolutely. So that is exactly what you're seeing as he's scanning. It's coming up on that computer, and those are millions of dots that are being formed to actually create the product.
So the fit and finish is perfect.
Fit and finish is absolutely perfect. So for example, on those fender flares where we had all those compound curves, we can actually, because we have that surface data, we can then build a fender flare and it sticks like glue because it's an absolute perfect part. So here we are with the Subaru BRZ with a supercharger on it.
Okay, so what technology did you use for this?
Let's show how we did it.
Okay, all right, what are we looking at here?
So this is a 3D printed supercharger.
No, it's not. Are you
Yeah,
serious? This is coming from a 3D printer?
Yeah, so let's talk about how we got there.
Okay.
We took that Subaru BRZ and we scanned under the hood. We knew exactly where the intake ports are. We know exactly where the hood is. We know exactly when it closes where everything's going to be. We gave the data to our supercharger manufacturer. They developed the part, but now we want to test fit it, right? We want to make sure it's all going to work.
Right.
So we 3D printed the part.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy?
Unbelievable.
And then here we are with the finished part.
Okay.
This is actually the finished supercharger. And in our case here, we used the exact same CAD file that we used to use this to develop this part.
Well, Mike, not only has this been fun, but super educational. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I'm over impressed, definitely. And I'm going to be coming up to Diamond Bar because I want to see some more.
That'd be great. Love to show you around.
Now, SEMA is the epitome of new designs, you know, new trends and new processes. Check this out, Cole Racing, right from Japan, brought this GTR. And just wrap your brain around this. This is three-dimensional body surfacing here, right? So you can actually see the actual grooving, rolling, beading, whatever you want to call it, shaped through the material here. And how it starts is kind of a proprietary layering on top of the body panels, right? So you're building up kind of like high build primer, but maybe with some fiberglass type resins or whatever in there. Then you can go back and with careful layouts and specialty tools, go in and really work out the patterns to create what you see here. So even if this isn't your styling, the artistry and everything that's happening in this machine is incredible. Some amazing stuff here at SEMA. We're gonna keep on rolling, so follow along.
Hey, when we come back to SEMA, I think Chevrolet's straight stepping on forward with the motors. You'll find out firsthand.
All right, we're in the Ford booth, and I mean, it is just cranking as high as it's ever been. We've got the Focus RS, we've got, you know, the new Mustangs in all sorts of trim, F-150s, Raptor versions, and we've got this, the brand new Cooper Jet. It's a 5-liter with a big 2.9 Whipple supercharger on it. This thing is a factory drag car, putting down 8-second ETs. Willie, what do you got over there in the GM booth? Because this is what I got.
You know, I love coming to SEMA because the big three are always throwing punches. All right, from the Ford camp to the Chevrolet camp, both of them have some new things. How about this? The ZZ6. That's the new modification on the old crate motor, the old 350 that a lot of old hot rodders like. This one, however, is the most powerful 350 ever produced at 405 horsepower and 406 foot-pounds of torque. Single plane aluminum intake. It's got fast burn cylinder heads, all right, hyper-protected pistons. It's one nasty little crate motor, a good offering from Chevrolet. Now, what do you got, Byrd?
That's all you got, man? A little ZZ, whatever you call it, engine? That's nothing, man. I got the 5-liter, all aluminum, pumping out 435 horsepower. I even got a transmission and a whole controller package. Come back with something a little better than that.
Come on, Byrd's talking nonsense. Step right up here. Now, this is the nastiest GM has to offer in the form of a crate motor. It's an LT4, supercharged. Now, it starts out with a cast aluminum block, 6-bolt cross-bolted main caps, forged rods, forged crank. This thing is nasty as it gets, putting down 650 plus horsepower and 650 foot-pounds of torque. Enough said. Boss status. Boop.
Son, you were playing with fire. I mean, I know those LS engines are pretty sweet, but check this one out. I told you I had a Cobra Jet. This thing is pumping out 8-second quarters, dude, and you can get it out of the catalog. Right there, buddy. Let's see what else you got.
All right, enough of this tug of war between Chevy and Ford. I got the trump card right here. John Force, the 2015 Camaro, 10,000 horsepower, 500 cubic inches of Chevrolet motor, capable of going over 325 miles per hour in under 4 seconds. Enough said. Ford had him, Chevy's got him. End of discussion.
All right, man, I don't care what car you're bringing, I don't care who you're bringing it. This guy destroys everything in here and everything you got over there in the GM lot. This is the new Ford GT. If you've never seen it before, it's almost completely carbon fiber. And check out the engine. Yeah, it doesn't have 8 cylinders, it only has 6, but it's got 2 turbochargers, and because it's narrower, check out what you can do back here in the body structure. Everything's tucked in, you got these flying buttresses, you got amazing aerodynamics, super light car, over 600 horsepower, and by the way, baby, this one's going to Le Mans, so check it out next year. This is the Ford booth, we're gonna keep on rolling.
So every year at SEMA, I'm always looking for something new, something original, something different. And I've heard that this 1970s Chevy has some real horsepower under the hood. I'm not buying it. The Asian and farm truck, they said they're gonna prove me wrong. Can you believe that?
Well, we'll show you this one time,
all right,
okay?
Oh my God, you guys.
It had a little small block in it, and it would beat up. You gotta cherry pick your races, you know? So we wouldn't race the fastest thing on the block. We'd race the guy that thinks he can beat us. And you start out small. You start racing the guy with the Mustang, and then you start racing the guy with the Corvette, and then the guy with the Viper, and then the guy with slicks. So it's all a psychological game. If you can beat a guy before you even race him, you've already won. And so if you can out-negotiate him, if you can bet more money than he has in his pocket, you've won. And so he's got to.
You guys got it down. I'm going to tell you. So next time we pull up to a stoplight together, I'm just going to give you a friendly wave and keep on going, okay?
All right, when we come back, one motor's not enough. How about, I'll show you in a second.
This segment is brought to you by Blaster. Work it like a pro.
All right, rolling Apex 2015. Stop by and see my man Dave at the PB Blaster tent. New logo, man. I kind of like that, man.
Rebranding.
Rebranding it is. A lot of people don't realize you guys make so many products, so many great products. I'm talking tough as nails, oils, penetrants, lubricants. You guys have it, man.
We do. People only know us for the PB Blaster, but as you mentioned, Willie, we have all types of products for any type of job inside the house, garage, Teflon products.
Yeah, man, I see Teflon. Tell me about the Teflon.
New to the Blaster products, we entered into a partnership with Teflon.
Okay.
Everybody knows that Teflon and how it works. It makes things more slick. It's a force field. It creates a force field around what people are working on. So we've added it to 5 of our products now to improve upon.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, you might just Teflon on the non-stick pan. Remember that? That was like the big deal. Now you're having a lot of the oils, the lubricants, the penetrants. And how does it work its way up into a bolt? Man, I've always wondered that.
The PB Blaster, the penetrant, it has capillary action. It's able to pull itself up the threads of a bolt to pull itself into where it needs to work. That's what happens.
It's amazing.
You said before, it's sort of a chemical reaction that takes place.
Yeah.
It liquefies rust.
It's great to have you guys here at Apex. Now tell me a little bit about the logo. It changed. Where's the PB?
Well, it's a rebranding. It's been a 2-year project. We're unveiling this brand new logo here at Apex 2015. And everybody, again, only knew us as PB Blaster. We want people to know us as Blaster. We want to be that lexicon.
Yeah, man. Blaster. And you guys really, since 1957, man, I remember my papaw telling me, go get that PB Blaster off the, I was looking for some tool. He's like, no, it's sprayed, penetrants. That's what you need to bust any rusty bolt off. It was great stuff then. It's great stuff now. Great to have you, man. Appreciate everything. You keep on making this fine product. We keep on talking about it, all right, Dave?
Thanks, Willie.
Thank you guys very
Appreciate
much.
it,
See you soon, man.
Thank you.
I'm here with Ed Tilrock, pencil specialist.
Correct.
Pencil specialist. That's a tongue twister.
It is. It is.
But I see why you are a pencil specialist. Your artwork is great.
Thank you.
You had the honor of designing the Together We Drive SEMA Central poster this year.
Correct. Yep.
How did that come about?
I was involved with the SEMA Garage, their technology center where people can come and check out cars, and I've helped them develop the architectural end of it. And in SEMA Central, they have a 100-foot wall of my artwork, which just is,
That's amazing.
I'm blown away by it. They've been so great to me.
Let's talk about one of your favorite pieces here. I mean, this really stood out to me,
This is new.
obviously.
This is an original drawing, all done in pencil and on masonite, but I wanted to do something a little sketchier. And then I have this piece over here that we did a little bit ago, and vintage curves.
This was awesome. This was a surprise to me, and
all done in
I
pencil.
felt honored. Yeah, and it's unbelievable. It's super talented. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much,
I'm so
Genevieve.
glad that you're
I
out
really
here at
appreciate
SEMA.
it. All right.
All right, leave it to Ron Berry to make something just incredibly fun, right? VW van, but not from, building from something. This is all from scratch, right? Started with a little chassis, built up a frame, kind of made all the panels from there, and then you can see just the fun factor adding up everywhere. And you got key fobs galore, because there's all kinds of cool windows that pop open, deck lids that come out. And if you look at it, it's a very short wheelbase on this thing, so if you gun it, boy, you could really jerk that thing up, but he's got wheelie bars. Check them out. A couple of skateboards back there, making sure everybody stays safe and having a good time.
Sometimes it seems the question isn't why, but why not? In a gross exaggeration of what's actually needed, I present to you a 1962 Ford Econoline pickup truck with not one 4.6-liter modular all-aluminum blown V8, but 4 of them. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. That's right. This truck sits at almost 4,000 horsepower. and it's a street car. He drives this thing around. It's got a C7 front end, okay? Now all of these are kind of hooked together via jack shafts and a gigantic cog system that turns it into the C7 rear end. Now you could imagine 4,000 horsepower, street legal, 8 carburetors. I mean, you start jetting this car on Tuesday, you're done on Thursday. In a true gross exaggeration of what's actually needed, I give you the baddest 62 pickup Ford ever made. 1,650 horsepower out of a boat motor in a 70 Charger? Nonsense. But it happens at SEMA. I'll show you next.
This segment is brought to you by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
All right, we just rolled into the ARP booth and we got to check out Alan Johnson and his 53 Studebaker. Now, it's no surprise, one of the best builders in the country. He just won the Good Guys Gold Award, and you're in the running for the top 10 for the SEMA build
for SEMA Battle of the Builders that'll happen on Friday.
Nice, man. Well, tell us a little bit about the build, because not a stock 53 Studebaker anymore.
No, not by any means. I mean, basically everything on this car has just been about refinement and, you know, making everything work with what lines were there originally on the car. The biggest thing that we've done that's noticeable with somebody that knows the Studebaker is the wedge roof chop. Everything else has just been cleaning up, you know, whether it's been machining new grill pieces, hand fabricated bumpers. I mean, it's just taking the original lines and making everything fit and flow well together.
So some pretty killer chassis work underneath. Nothing like a clean, smoothed out car and a big block rumbling under the hood. Fantastic build, man. Best of luck in the build off.
Thank you.
Since we're here at ARP, I'm gonna go check out some fasteners and hook up with Chris. Chris, man, good to catch up with you as always. Now, you are always in the middle of the racing scene. Now, we've got the C7R motor here. Tell us a little bit about your involvement, because over here we've got the Ford 3.5 EcoBoost and the Daytona prototype. I mean, these are wicked items, but they're no longer stock.
No, but they are production-based engines. We have these manufacturers that are performance partners, and we help develop fastener kits for them, and we work together back and forth to make a perfect fastener. And with these engines here, they utilize a lot of our stock factory hardware as well as specialized fasteners.
But when they go race, right, they're always finding the limits, whether it's a head gasket or anything else on the components. They're trying to, you know, make it race worthy and then trickle it down into, you know, the end users like us. And that's kind of where you guys follow too. That relationship, you're pushing the boundaries, you're designing with the engineers at the OEs, and then eventually we get to utilize that stuff.
Yeah, by working together, if there's some kind of problem arises, we'll work together to make a better spring, because that's what a fastener really is.
Right, you're just trying to clamp, but you're allowing some thermal expansion and contraction without crushing gaskets. And so there's a lot of engineering in there, which is great. You guys have kits for everything, but you also do specialty stuff. So there's something unique that you need, right? You guys can kind of engineer that for
yeah,
customers.
If it's not in our catalog, we can make it.
Nice. Well, they got everything in here that you could ever bolt together. A hot rod, a race car, right? Anything performance-wise, ARP. Chris, always fun to check you guys out. We're gonna keep on rolling, so follow along, guys.
All right, out of all the cars, all the Chargers, this one right here, my all-time favorite. I saw it last year at SEMA, it wasn't complete. Now this year to see it in a booth, shining like it is, oh, my heart's racing. Let me tell you what it is, okay? First, a Mercury marine motor. Now understand, a marine motor puts down 1,650 horsepower. Why? It's 9 liters. Follow the piping up, you have 2 twin 94mm turbos. Everything from the firewall forward is all carbon fiber, including the wraparound bumper, fenders, hood, you name it. Now follow me back this way. This car is magnificent. It still keeps a lot of the same lines that you have in a traditional 70 Charger, same door handles, but look how sleek, look how nice. Brand new custom interior, everything top-notch, carbon fiber door panels. You get back here, it rolls through a Ford 9-inch, gorgeous car. This would be my vote for #1 at SEMA.
Now, from the early days of rat rodding, man, the categories have just splintered off in all directions. Now, when you put the first rat rods, right, you're just chunking together old rusty stuff to make something cool and interesting, but how do you top that, right? So the next one gets more ratty and more beat up, or you go in the other direction, you build something with the same visual context to it, but you do it in really nice, high craftsmanship ways. And then you just splinter off in a totally new direction like this guy. I mean, this is full, like, steampunk, fantasy, Mad Max, rock crawler. I mean, look at all the details in here, from the headlights, the skulls that are bedded into the headlight lenses. You got the ram's horn, the steering wheel. You got the world's first car phone. Every feature and detail on this thing just makes you imagine, makes you dream. Some of the cool stuff happening at SEMA is just seeing where the different trends and ideas are going. Check it out, we got a lot more to show you. Now at SEMA, we have a little bit of everything, but right here, we have a lot of carbon fiber. When we come back, we're gonna check out this Pagani, 238 miles an hour. Stick around, we got a lot more coming at you.
This segment is brought to you by Line-X. Protect it to play rough.
All right, it wouldn't be SEMA unless I stopped by the Line-X booth. Why? Because I love these guys, I love their product, and they're always breaking ground, new territory, if you will, for any kind of coatings, especially when it comes to an off-road vehicle like this. But more important than this is this. Craig Morgan is in the Line-X booth? Come on, that ain't nothing. This is country singer extraordinaire Craig Morgan. You're a big off-road guy, big hunter guy, and definitely into the Line-X stuff, right?
I am a big off-road guy, and I finally found somebody who can put something on a vehicle that can keep me from tearing it up. I'm rough on stuff, and Line-X has developed a product. They've always had the great bed liners, but now they can put this stuff on the outside of my vehicle, and like I said, I can't tear it up. Even though it's 3D, can withstand the same thing as the flat stuff, and there's a guy that knows a whole lot more about the technology behind this than I do. You need to go meet Dennis.
All right, well, I guess I'm gonna meet Dennis, man.
Come on,
Craig,
bro.
you're
bet.
awesome, dude. How you doing, Dennis?
I'm doing great.
Man.
It's good
hey,
seeing you.
why don't you clue us in on some of the cool things that you guys now offer in the form of protection for trucks?
Absolutely. So you're right. When they think of Line-X, they think of this bed liner, right? And this is
why
our
wouldn't
core
you, dude?
business.
This is the best, toughest stuff on earth.
Best in the industry, best in class, absolutely great protection. But we've also gotten into accessories in a big way. And we've taken this product and we've applied it to other parts of the vehicle.
Sure.
So what you're looking at here, you can get at any of our franchise locations across the country. But we've got all kinds of stuff going on in the bed liner. But the very cool thing is this strip right here.
Yeah, man. I'm a motocross guy, so there's so many times I put straps or ratchet straps in, and I got scratches all up and down here. So you get the aesthetic look of a cool, like, you know, racing striper, if you will, or some, you know, some stripe work, but you get the protection of Line-X.
Absolutely. This protection right here is not just, it doesn't just look good, like you said, it's also incredibly durable and versatile. We've taken the technology out of there, applied it here, so you can pump up against that and not ruin your truck.
There you guys go. Line-X, you need it for your rig. I need it for mine. Let's talk about that, Dennis. You guys, we'll see you in a second. So about my rig, Dennis, I need to talk to you about this.
Now there's obviously plenty of muscle here at SEMA, but there's also the other end of the spectrum, the hypercar. Now this is a brand new Pagani. It's pumping out 720 horsepower out of a Mercedes-AMG twin-turbo V12. That'll propel this thing to 238 miles an hour. Now you can see there's carbon fiber everywhere, high-tech, all race car inspired, but when you look at the details, everything in here is like a piece of jewelry, right? It's something that you would wear on your person, let alone on your car. From all the gauges, switches, and dials, the interior is amazing. I mean, just look at the shifter. It's not just, you know, the handle sticking up, it's all the pieces and mechanisms really to look beautiful as well as be high functional. So I asked the guy if I could drive it. He said, hell no. So I guess it's time to check it out and keep on moving.
Well, as you can see, I'm standing in front of a beautiful 1965 GTO. This is amazing end to end, but this is the part that surprises me. From concept to completion. And this is your first SEMA show and your first SEMA build.
Yeah, it is. I've done nut and bolt restorations. They usually take a bit longer.
Yeah.
But this one, we were trying to get to SEMA on time. It's our first time getting to SEMA.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had to get it done, and we made sure we did whatever it took to get the car done.
Okay, Darren, so walk me end to end.
Well, we have a Art Morrison chassis in here, one of one. And we've got an aluminum Dart big block in here. Hillborn electronic fuel injection. Had to be polished, so everything under here blings.
Yeah, it does.
Independent rear end, JRI shocks. I mean, we tried to go with the best of everything. We do have a lot of engine turned metal on the interior. We weren't sure if it'd be too much, but it actually come together quite well. We're very happy with it. And most of all, the owner's happy with the car, which above all else is what we wanted to do. We wanted to keep the owner happy with the car. I don't want him to take something away that he wished we would have done something different anywhere on this. He loves it.
DWS is blowing it up here at SEMA. Nice talking with you, Darren.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Woo, we're talking flossy and glossy at SEMA 2015, man. I gotta love these old 60s Cadillacs. This guy's incorporated some 59 bullets in it. Look at the size of this fin, man. We're talking 1.5 feet. What are you feeling, Kev?
Man, I'm all about this front end. Dude, check out the grille, the chrome on the bumper. I love a girl with a big smile, man. And the depth on this paint is 3 feet deep, man.
Yeah, indeed, man. Robust, color, shaved door handles. You know we're in Vegas. You gotta check out the speedometer, man. It's a deck of cars. You gotta love it.
That's awesome. But you know what? I like it with the top down. We can go cruising. We gotta go find this guy and go for a ride.
Man, we gotta find this guy and take his keys. You head that way, I'll head this way. We'll see you in a minute.
All right, man. Peace. You know, long a fan of motorsports enthusiasts, the Mazda Miata, the MX-5, you know, they're light, they have great handling, but now you can add pure sexy to the list. Now, this is just a speedster concept, but it's beautiful. If you could sell me this, I would buy it. I love the carbon fiber up front, the little roll hoops in the doors, great accents on the interior. This is a car I think I could wrap my head around.
I'm here at the SEMA Garage with Sun King. You're mostly known for Fast and the Furious, but today everyone's here to see the car that you're featuring. All right, let's talk about the car and let's talk about how the SEMA Garage made it possible for you guys to get this car done in 2 months. That's unreal.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, this is a 1973 Datsun 240Z. And excuse us, ladies, but we want to get away from the wives on the weekend sometimes.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah, you know, just be able to hang out with your boys,
Right.
you know, and create some new memories in the garage.
Okay.
And build a track car. And so Gretti Performance, the aftermarket company, they reached out and said, hey, you know, maybe we can, you know, work with you.
Yeah.
And so they came on board and they actually help us build the car because I call ourselves like duct tape mechanics. Right?
Okay.
So this would have a lot of duct tape right now.
Right,
if Gretti didn't come in.
Okay.
And so in 2 months, you know, this car was built, but then, you know, without, you know, support like with SEMA, you know, the whole aftermarket component, you know, we wouldn't be here today. So it was just a great collaboration.
All right, I love coming to SEMA because you never know what you're gonna see. Like we stopped by our friends at Heat Shield Products, and here is the most unbelievable, unique bike I've ever seen. Let's start up front. 30-inch custom rim. How about that? You go up here to the headlight, solid brass from an early 1900s boat. Now as you come back, you'll notice here's the fuel check gauge, right? No Corona bottle, kind of nice. Now the power plant is a 2-cylinder Kubota farm tractor diesel motor. That's right, a 2-cylinder diesel out of a Kubota tractor. You go to see some things like the foot pegs and the shift lever, a piston, rocker arm, a welded chain for the linkage. And again, here's the air ride, both front and back. Over here, it's a glow plug switch, ignition on, and the start. Remember, it's a 2-cylinder diesel motor. Just mind-blowing to put your eyes on something like this. Insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, another showstopper right here in the kicker booth, 1956 Lincoln Continental. This thing was built by 2 guys in 3 months to make it here for SEMA. Now it's bumping over 800 horsepower under the hood. That's cool, but it's really the beauty that this thing is knocking your socks off with. The top's been chopped, but it's the original glass front and rear, and you can see how it's just dropped down into the body. Now it's kicking, obviously, fantastic kicker tunes with all the latest technology, and I can't tell, is that a mini spare or a full size? You figure it out. All right, we've been huffing for miles and miles down every aisle and aisle. We've shown you everything cool and hot at SEMA 2015, but Sorry, guys, it's coming to a close.
Oh, man.
Genevieve, what rocked your world this time around?
The SEMA Garage, so impressive. The technology, the software, it's definitely going to keep the automotive industry moving in the right direction. I was so impressed.
Yeah, man.
How about you, Willie?
I love the combination of old school, new school technology, the crazy builds, the awesome rides, and the fantastic people. SEMA 2015, man, awesome.
What he said, man. So with that, we are out of here. We'll see you guys next year at SEMA 2016. Until then, check this out.
That is, C7.
Oh, no way, dude.